I think the world of SEO is going to change dramatically in the next 12 months, as well as everyone's lives is going to change. People say SEO is going to go away, but there's people always need a way to contact you, whether they're searching for you on a ChatGPT, a Claude, or any of these different things. They should still want to find a personal injury lawyer. I don't think the local side of SEO is going to go away anytime soon. If I were running any sort of business, I would really focus on that. I'm amazed by the amount of people that don't just spend a few grand optimizing their Google My Business for even content. And we were talking about reviews earlier, but just content. I mean, if you put content on there and you do it the right way, and over a month, you could 20x your investment very easily. And the amount of people who just don't do that, they don't think about that. The second thing is, to be very blunt, a lot of people don't read anymore. They have trouble reading, particularly the younger generation. So everything's gotten to these sort of bite-sized video content. And that is going to get worse and worse, I think. So on the SEO side of things, we used to write these, 5 years ago, we used to write these really long form articles. And I think if you're going to do that and put them on your website and try to get the SEO benefits from them, I think you want to make sure that they're very unique in the type of stories and content that you're giving, life stories, anecdotes, how I started a business when I was thinking of killing myself. I was depressed. I beat all the odds. That's a story that an AI is never going to be able to replicate because it has the human element. So I really encourage a lot of people to lean into what makes them unique in their life story, and that still help people want to connect with you. In terms of media buying, I'm amazed that radio is still doing really well. I've managed over $15 million in ad spend over the past 12 years, but I've worked with about 120 publishers across North America. Radio, TV, media buying, all these different things. They all function in a very different way. And the biggest thing that's interesting, well, one of the biggest things is the radio is very popular still. It's actually a great way to get clients, particularly in the home improvement space, legal space, but it requires a very long-term investment. I don't think you see the returns till about 6 months, and a lot of people bail early. So they'll say, it's not working. Well, you need that top of mind awareness. I need to hear your brand 7, 8 times before I'm sort of interested in you. And again, what is the unique value proposition? I'm John Smith's law firm. Great. Who cares? I mean, a lot of people don't think of that. They don't hire a creative firm to sort of flesh that out. So I think radio is still a great option, but I think it's going to come down to short form video content and how do I serve that to people? How do I move that through various social channels? I also think the media is still important, even though it's collapsing in the sense that it still has the credibility. So if you're able to find a way to get a great media hit, I could leverage it for you by making it show up on page 1 every time someone Googles you. I could run it through your LinkedIn. I could run it through social channels all day long, and then you're piggybacking off the credibility of these $100 million media organizations that have been around for 15 years. So I think that's a great way to get a business going. But again, it's really, harkening back to what we were saying earlier, it's creativity. It's what are you doing that's different and interesting, and how are you thinking outside the box? How are you leveraging YouTube? How are you using your titles on YouTube? Various things like that. I just think a lot of people, and I come from a media background, music, podcasting, I think a lot of people are just not creative. They don't put in the time to be creative, and I think it's honestly a little bit of arrogance. I think people think they're more interesting than they are, and I think they're going to connect with people a lot more interesting than they are, and then they get a little bit of a wake-up call.